One of the four departments explodes. And who will Kat nominate for eviction? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 4 Office Wars. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 4 Office Wars. It's day 18 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Kat from accounting is the head of household. Who will she nominate for eviction? We'll find out shortly. But first, I have a lot to get to. First of all, the Reality Realness crew, Jonathan, Chantel, Jojo, had their third episode recapping week 2 yesterday. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, you should. It was fantastic again. Of course, Chantel had a very funny rant about operators and how they were complaining that they were being targeted. And then Jack posted a rebuttal in the public forum. And I actually think that if Jack ends up getting evicted at some point, that he would be really, really great guest on the show. Because both Chantel and Jack are the type that can dish it out and can take it. And so I think there would be a really lively debate there. Because that's a debate that really has two sides that are pretty equal. Yeah, the operators have a huge advantage that they know people going into the game. Huge. And anybody who's played Big Brother Cheesecake going in alone will attest to that. But the operators are also targeted because they know each other right off the bat. So it's a double-edged sword. But yeah, it was a great episode. One thing I want to clarify, because Chantel mentioned the curses. Yeah, so the three active curses are: the person who comes last in the theme song has never won. The first 4 HOHs in Big Brother Cheesecake history have never won. The earliest was Jeffrey in season 5. Oh, happy birthday to Jeffrey, winner of season 1. I should sing happy birthday to Jeffrey like Michael Scott does. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jeffrey. Happy birthday to you. If you watch The Office, you get that reference. Yeah, so happy birthday to Jeffrey. Where the hell was I? Oh yeah, he won HOH week 5 in season 1. Chanel was week 6 and Chantel was week 10. Yeah, so that's another curse. And it's funny because I thought JoJo was on the same trajectory as Jeffrey, because JoJo won in week 5 as well, and then JoJo crashed and burned. Hope you found that joke funny, JoJo. I'm just kidding. And of course they mentioned Megan, how Megan was not happy that she was not able to get into the background, which is funny. Okay, next. So I mentioned week 1 that 2 of the 4 departments... Oh, sorry, and I didn't finish that was the second curse. And the third curse... Okay, I normally don't say this on the air. I normally put it in the group chat, which I did last season and every season, because my poor mother is watching this. And Mom, if you're watching this, fast forward 30 seconds. There's a button there that can do that. Megan is like, I didn't know we could do that! Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. Yeah, the third curse is that the male house guest, who I, for lack of a better word, pleasure myself to on premiere night, has never won the show. So you have 21 seasons of Big Brother US, 8 seasons of Canada, and in Canada, Michael who was the person I cursed, was the only house guest evicted, so I really nailed his ass to the boards with that. 1 season of Over the Top, 3 seasons of Celebrity, and 3 seasons of Cheesecake. That's 34, I believe, or 35. 21 and 8 is 29, and then 32. So 30, yeah. That's 35 seasons of Big Brother where the guy I masturbate to on night one has never won. But it kind of goes to show you that the young athletic males just don't seem to not do well. Maybe because they're seen as a threat, or maybe the girls can't seem to work with them because guys like that are generally not super sensitive and lack personality. I don't know. Or they're just hotheads and stubborn because they're men. I don't know. Or it's just a complete coincidence, but I don't think so. But anywho. So yeah, there you have it. There are my poor mother. There are the 3 curses. And I'm not going to mention who it was this season because I don't want to potentially hinder his chances. But it's not who you thought it would be, is my clue. Yeah, and so obviously Susie was the first out. Or the Susie was last in the theme song, has never won. And then what was the other one? Oh, the first 4 HOHs. So Curtis, Nick, Kat, and whoever wins next week, I dare you to break that curse. Okay, so I mentioned week 1 that there were 2 houses that got along really well so far in the season. And one of them was accounting. Well, that wasn't the case yesterday. Because out of nowhere, although I think it was building for a while, but out of nowhere at 3:03 p.m., what time did this end? This was a long fight. 3:03 p.m. it started. And at 3:50 was the last post in this. So 3:03 to 3:50, 47 minutes. Ryan and Brandon were going at it. So here we go. And if I put in an office reference, that's obviously not part of this, but I just added it for comedic effort. Comedic relief, comedic effort. But everything else is verbatim. So here's Ryan and Brandon's argument. So Brandon, I've been having a long conversation about trust this morning. I've basically told him that I don't feel like he shares enough within the group context, given that his last game talk was before Nick's nominations. Am I way off base here? He suggested I bring it in here because he feels like I am attacking him and trying to see discord within the team. Do either of you have thoughts? Also, I did want to keep this out of Andrew's eyes, which is why I tried to handle it privately. Thanks. I'm Brandon Hudson. That's a fair summary. Please share your thoughts, y'all. I'm disappointed this is even a discussion being had, but best to deal with it now than later down the line. If there is something that I have said or done which you believe to be untrustworthy, please let me know. Add to that, it's what you haven't said or haven't done that is my issue. In particular, Ryan believes I did not share information on the cocktail challenge, which I did. Before Ryan began this rather aggressive affront, I had no issues with anyone in the group and had complete trust in our dynamic. Now I'm doubting it, which doesn't do nobody in the group any favors. My tone changed once you made it clear you weren't interested in sharing any more information, despite declaring a wide circle of influence and having faith in your one-on-one relationships. Given that we don't have one, I'm curious as to who else you are working with. In particular, you had issues with the fact that I did not provide a clear list of who to remove or who to keep in the house, even though I have opened up conversation on strategy at least twice here in our group chat. Not since before Nick's nominations, and you haven't put names out once. You just asked who we all thought he would put up. Asking a question and not contributing isn't the same as being in a conversation. Also, I don't need to list, but there are sure as hell 2 people at the bottom of it, which are the only 2 names I asked for at first. For the record, I've been working crazy hours for the past week, so I haven't had much time to talk shop with y'all. I fully intend to do so, but it's hard to keep tabs on all that goes down in our group chats, so I sometimes rely on y'all to let me know what's going on. For example, I completely missed the last HOH challenge and haven't even had time to review the last video. Then when you refused to answer, I asked who you wanted to keep safe, and you refused to answer that too. And again, I haven't even thought about that list, which I haven't told you. And you voted for Kat in the last HOH, so you didn't miss it. We're in here, agreed to vote for Kat. Did I stutter? I voted for Cat because that was the consensus we established here. And if you would simply stop with the argument and hate division, then perhaps I could catch up and we could all move on. I'm sorry, I just don't buy that you would tell me that you worked with your connections for Cat to get elected yet have zero idea of who you want evicted, especially someone who says they're keeping all the information close to the vest. Oh, it's really easy to vouch for Cat when we are here so far the best preserved team. As you have probably noticed, people are flocking to Cat and get us on our good side so they don't get evicted. I mean, no one is talking to me about talking to Cat. Who is talking to you about it? Or let me guess, you don't want to say. Well, that's maybe where this gets interesting. I formed a one-on-one with every single player outside this group, so each one has expressed their concerns about eviction about the mole. When I make a one-on-one, I go out to them and I say, ha! 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 And I walk into the sales chat and I'm like, ha! 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 Trying to avoid low blows here, but I understand why they didn't come to you first. Now that I feel like I've done a hell of a job proving the mole isn't me, who do you think it is? Because I know people did think it was me. I'd be an idiot to believe otherwise. So who else is talking about me and your connections with everybody else outside this group? Because you have trouble listening, which is the problem that has resulted in this conversation. A conversation that I never needed to have because I trust y'all. Even though I'm now having second thoughts, your vibe, Ryan, we are on the same team here. Please do not forget it. That is incredibly valuable information. I'm not asking you to prove you're not the mole because I don't think you're the mole. Who is? I mean, group chat thinks you're the mole. I don't know if your receipts helped you on that one. I know someone wants people to think you're the mole. I know that if it didn't come out nowhere, right? Whatever. The mole power expires before my fast forward does, so when I'm still here, we can shift gears. So then if you're saying you know it isn't me, who is leading the charge saying it is? I'm not saying you're the mole. I'm saying someone wants to frame you as that and I don't know who it is. Well, it came to you from somewhere. Where was that? On the group chat? Because sometimes a trail of breadcrumbs can lead to the source. People openly insinuating you are the mole. Lisa, Ashley, and Lindsay? Well, one down, I suppose. But that's only two others, so where else did it come from? You do in public what you doing here privately and mucking up things for Andrew to suckle up on. Now he's going to do an impression of me. It better be good. You asked me to bring this conversation in here, not the other way around. Do you want your game to get better, worse, or stay the same? Stay the same. Agreed. For the group to tell me what they think about me and this group, I already heard your piece. This is the dictionary definition of, what's the expression? Making a mountain out of a molehill? This is not a productive chatter, but you want answers and you want them right now, Ryan. But you're not listening, Ryan, which is why people aren't talking to you. Maybe you're the one going into the sales meetings going, ha! 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 I do listen. I heard you loud and clear when you said you weren't willing to share any information with me despite being on the same team. You may not have watched my season, but I had the reputation in the house of transparency, honesty, and a willingness to tell people hard truths even if they didn't want to hear them. Speak your truth then, out with it. I have been. You haven't given anyone in here any information for 10 days despite claiming a one-on-one relationships with everyone not in here. I find that suspect given that our safety is directly tied to yours and that you aren't working with us by sharing that information. And if there is a Cat Brazil Brandon chat where all your info is revealed and discussed, I guess I'll just duck my head and mushroom my way to jury eating the scraps you choose to feed me. No, man, it isn't like that. Again, like I said, we are on a team. I actually don't have a side chat with either of the ladies here because I put all my stuff out here in our group chat. So are you talking to everyone outside the room and has that garnered nothing worth sharing for more than a week? I understand where you are coming from, but I'm going to again insist that you dial it several notches back and focus this energy into sniffing out a mole and trying to figure out who the big gamers are. Boy, there isn't much good in firing all these shots at me. Nothing yet. People don't chatter until just before nominations. Okay. There's a little bit left, but they did kind of talk game a bit there, and I don't want to reveal potentially what could hurt accounting. Okay. That was quite a wild ride to read yesterday in the middle of the day. It was quite awesome. Okay. With that said, whoa, this episode is going long. It's time to get to the nomination ceremony. Kat is the head of household, and it is her duty to nominate 2 of her fellow house guests for eviction. Her 3 fellow accountants, Brandon, Ryan, and Brazil, are safe for the week because of the department twist. One by one, I will reveal the other 8 house guests who are safe, and then the 2 nominees. Okay, here we go. Lynn, you are safe. Brenda, you are safe. Megan, you are safe. Lindsay, you are safe. Curtis, you are safe. Nick, you are safe. Ashley, you are safe. This leaves Jack, CJ, and Marcin. 2 of you are nominated, 1 of you is safe. Marcin, you are safe, which means Kat has nominated Jack and CJ for eviction. Here's what Kat had to say. Hi, I'm Kat. Head of household, or hi, I'm Hashish. Either way, I have to choose 2 people to nominate for eviction, and there's no dad joke in this. How did I decide? Simple. I chose the 2 people I've talked to the least. I nominate CJ and Jack for eviction. I'm sure you are both the bee's knees, but I haven't heard you buzz my way until the last day or 2. I'm really funny. Okay, so Kat has nominated CJ and Jack for eviction. This nomination ceremony is now adjourned, and now it is time to pick players for the Golden Power Veto competition. There are only 6 house guests who participate in the Golden Power Veto competition. The head of household, Kat, the 2 nominees, Jack and CJ, and 3 players selected in a random draw. If I draw the name of Kat, CJ, or Jack, they will get house guest choice. Okay. Here we go. This is the Veto Lottery. Okay. This is so exciting. This is going to be a very fun veto competition. I worked hard on it. No, I didn't work that hard. But I was creative with it, and I think it's going to be fun. Oh, and I have to give the times. Let's do this first, and then I'll give the times. Because I have noticed some of the house guests are very early risers, and some are very late. So I'm going to see who gets picked, and then give the times based on that. Okay, here we go. Let's go to... Brazil. The accountants, minus Ryan, who came in at the last minute, were shut out of the first 2 veto competitions, and now we have Kat and Brazil playing. Next, right smack in the middle with... Son of a bitch! Okay. And finally... And of course, Julian yesterday with the prank or no prank was fooling around and said, "How come Ryan gets the twist and goes to go all the way to jury? That's not fair." Says the person who tried to cheat in an endurance comp. Okay. And finally, this side, all the way at the end. The very end is... Marcin. So we have playing in the Golden Power Veto competition Kat, Jack, CJ, Marcin, Megan, and Brazil. The 3 possible time slots for this live veto competition this weekend are Saturday 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Saturday 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and Sunday we'll go 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So Please make your selection. In the event of a tie, we will defer to the nominees who need the veto the most. Okay, with that said, who will win the Golden Power Veto competition? Find out this weekend. Saturday, we have the Golden Power Veto rules. Sunday, the Golden Power Veto results. Monday, will the winner of the Golden Power Veto choose to use it to save Jack or CJ from the chopping block? Tuesday, the final two nominees plead their case, and Wednesday is the next live eviction and head of household competition. I'm Andrew Shevsik of Invest. Take care, and we leave you as we eavesdrop on the house guests. Good night.